It's raining horrid filth. I'm the Wizard of What, and welcome back to Bileberry. Now, I remember when I embarked, I said that I would be able to make bismuth bronze. But I think I may have overlooked the bismuthinite. Unless I didn't, and I actually remember correctly seeing it, and that it is here. Well, there's sphalerite. That's something. But I don't remember. Oh, that must have beat something up that's trying to come down to the fortress. That's why you put the barracks at the entrance. So if I saw it, I guess I haven't mined it. Interesting. Very interesting. Alright, well, I know I have 10 rooms there. Should probably dig out some more. Do I have a room here? Or is this going to start getting asymmetrical? Ooh, it's going to start getting asymmetrical, alright. That's okay. Far from disliking asymmetrical layouts, sometimes I find them somewhat appealing. More so because if left to my own devices, I'll just lay out everything in a perfectly symmetrical way, and it ends up looking kind of like imposing and cold adjective. I'm trying to think of the right adjective, but it just looks very like lifeless and controlled. Like I've got some sort of like fascist dictatorship going on. And it's like, you know, we all know that dwarf fortresses aren't dictatorships. They're not all, you know, subject to the whim of some, you know, being that just commands them to do everything. And if they don't, they could, you know, be killed or drafted into the military or anything like that. Get out of here, Green X/mouse. I don't need you. Okay. I just want coal. Should really learn to fertilize one of these days. Seems like a good idea. Okay, right. So now that I have 20-ish rooms for my 20-ish dwarves, I can go to my manager. That's U to the unit screen, M to the manager, by the way, and you can put stuff in. So I want rock doors. Rock door. I want 20 of those, and I want bed. I want 20 of bed. And now those will happen, and I'll be told when they're done. Oh, actually, what I can do, since I'm curious, I can prospect all. You can actually see this. So this will probably look weird because I'll have to like crop it into a bigger thing. But this is what the prospect all command in DFhack looks like. And it shows you how much wood and stuff. Hornblende. And there's little gems. Here we go. Alright, there is... Okay, there is bismuthinite. Bismuthinite. And I'm not going to look too close at what Z levels it's at. I just wanted to know that it's on the map somewhere. What are these kids doing? This is a bad... No, I remember they were playing here earlier. It was freaking kids. Everything's good. I love how dwarves, like, as long as their mood is good, like, nothing phases them. It's like, yeah, you know, I live in a hellhole in the middle of this horrible place where unicorns, like, run around in their own vomit and goo. It's like, yeah, everything's good. Nullthag? Filthy Crips. Alright, hold on, I need to know more about this god. What? Where is the god? Do his parents worship the god? Where is the deity? Where is Nullthag? Wow, this guy has a big family. Okay. Well, I guess I'll have to wait and see Nullthag come up later. Maybe I could build a temple for him somewhere. More microcline. Why are you not using wheelbarrows. Maybe I don't have wheelbarrows. 3. Can I do more? Can you do more than 3 now? Huh, since when can you do more than 3 wheelbarrows? Dunno. Alright, I just want like 2, 2, 2. Keyboard 2. Alright. I'm gonna just make like 6 wheelbarrows. Wooden wheelbarrow. Nope. Wheelbarrow 6. I can spiel real good. Need more bins and pots. Wooden bin. 20. Rock pot. 20. That's how you use the manager screen. It's great too, because you know I will not attempt to deny that I have my scatterbrained moments, and so having a place where I can just say, just make me these, just do it. I don't want to have to mess with it is really nice. You can also do some stuff, and actually I think I want to do that with this Craft Wars workshop. If you go to the profile, now that I have a manager, labor restrictions. Yeah, so like what I want to do is, since this is next to a stone stockpile, I want this to only be stone stuff. And then you can also do specific stuff. You can oh, you can say what the minimum skill level is. That's very nice. The highest is, whoops, oh god. Legendary to dabbling. Alright. That'll definitely come in handy later. Someone, I think during my cut arrows thing was talking about that, and I haven't really messed with it until now, but that definitely will be something once I get more dwarves going that I will do. Although, I guess I kind of usually with the labor management thing here, usually if I have a skilled laborer that I only want skilled dwarves to do, I will just only have skilled dwarves enabled on it. But that's also cool because you could then have like a skilled and unskilled workshop going on, which could be nice for lots of things like gem crafting. I could have like one that just does like cutting and setting for stone, and then the real one would have like would do the gems, and it would only allow more skilled dwarves. And speaking of which, I'm going to have this guy cut granite until he's not terrible at cutting things so that he can cut gems. Okay, no drink. Oh, now that I have my stuff, man, I'm going a mile a minute today. Now that I have my stocks figured out, can go look at those slabs. And the one is how many I have like loose, like as an item in stockpiles. Oh, words are really hard. Okay, guys, they're super hard. The gray one is how many I have in stockpiles, and the 6 is how many are like built somewhere. So, all right. So same with when they were placed. You can hit tab on the screen and look at the specific ones. You can hit view, and I want the description. Memory of Reg. Okay, this was the miner. Nope, this is one of the guys who got bitten in the head by a cave spider. Very unfortunate. Oh, this is to the, yeah, this is the spider with the name. And it says went missing because the way the information goes between like the dwarves, because the dwarves are a civilization that knows things, and the spider is not part of that, so some of the information is a little weird. But it does tell me the dwarf they killed, so that's cool. Or one of the dwarfs they killed, which I think is this dwarf. Struck bound by the, North Rushed, militia commander from that. Lover of groundhog leather. Go you. Suffocated, slain by the troglodyte age whip. Devoted father and husband, at one with the star sapphire. Well, that's a little sad. This is the mine. Nope. I don't know. The miner will have gone missing, I suppose. Oh, this was the old expedition leader. Yep, here's the miner. Went missing. There you go. Lover of bracelets. He loved his bracelets. Love them so much. Alright, I just have a blank slab. So there you go. There's those. That's nice. I have this. I don't think I have anything I can press yet. No. Okay. So I have plenty of drinks. And process plants on repeat, because why not? Sometimes I'll just go through and put milk and shear on repeat and see if there's anything they can milk or shear. Okay. So, check my stuff. Alright, we're starting to get stuff getting made here. Can also... Conditions. What does conditions do? Oh, I suppose if you make one from a workshop to here, it'll say, instead of no link shop, it'll say what shop it's to. Isn't that neat? You see, I've played a lot of Dwarf Fortress, but the thing is that also I'm really lazy. So a lot of that stuff I just kind of haven't messed with that much. Alright. You know, and just to be smarmy, I'm going to, on Abalel/nozzle, I'm going to actually get rid of some stuff here. Don't want them to do this thing. Oh, I don't have a carpenter. No wonder. I forgot to come in here and get rid of this stuff. I'll leave the doctor stuff, but what I want to put on is engraving. Because Nozzle is an artist in real life. And her art is very good. Of course, if it's to your taste, I think, you know, arts is weird and out there, and people, like, it's not really that objectively quantifiable a lot of the time, unless you're trying to imitate reality, which is, like, only some art, but I digress. Never talk to me about art. What was I doing? Right. Just looking at what else they have. And then I need to get a carpenter and a woodcutter. I actually have, having 4 soldiers at this point is kind of a lot. And man, did I ever say, when I realized that there are no undead here, how sad that made me. I was really looking forward to getting murdered by undead. Oh well. Let's see here. Brewer, farmer, planter, bookkeeper, broker, miner, bower. Here we go. Can you do anything else? Nope. I guess the other thing with, like, this menu as composed to the dwarf therapist, is that when I have a lot of dwarves, oh, you can sort by skill. Okay. I was about to say, like, I won't be able to sort by stuff, but you totally can. I just, like, looked at the bottom. That's nice. It's also nice to not have to go to an outside window, honestly. I kind of prefer it, if only for that. Alright, we got our gem cutter. He is practicing cutting gems. He's a great intimidator. He's a very intimidating... Yeah, he's been hanging out talking to people the whole time, apparently. Let's see. Where is... Oh, I have labor disabled. Yeah, great gem setter, and he should be a dabbling gem cutter. Yes? No? I guess he hasn't finished cutting something yet. It'll go to dabbling once he does. Okay. Cool. I might as well start making room for the other stuff. Let's see. Let's do this one. Like this. And this will be our cloth and dyeing. Dyeing probably not for a while, because I'll need a quern before I can even dye, which reminds me that I have a quern that I ordered to get made. Put that out there. That is the wrong way. I want to go down and not up. Alright, so that'll be for that. And then I suppose... Oh, I could connect them like that. Wouldn't that be cute? Yeah. Alright, tannery. Leatherworking. Up. Nope. Nope, cannot put that there. Okay. I think I want to move this then. Because I don't want it to go into the kitchen's kind of zone, if I can help it. So I think I want instead then for this to be more of a hallway going this way. And then I can kind of go around my big central stockpile. Guess we'll still kind of do it like this though. So we need one for the loom, the clothier shop, and the dyer shop. Alright, I can put this here though. Do it like this. You know, and organizing your workshops and your stockpiles is interesting because there's a lot of different ways to do it. Like, you know, a lot of times for a while I was doing like this sort of thing, except, well, actually, I guess that's kind of my default now still, is to do this, but kind of make them, instead of 9x3 for like 3 workshops, I do 9x6, and I put a row of stockpiles next to the workshops. So hey, if you have any interesting ways that you like to lay out your workshops and stockpiles, I'd love to hear about it in the comments or Twitter or at my email, all that stuff that's in the description or on YouTube. Especially because if I think it sounds interesting, then I will definitely at least like show it in a video, if not try it out. I like this way. I think the appeal of doing it this way though is that all of your stockpiles are somewhere else, so the screen is a lot less cluttered. Because if you have your stockpiles and your workshops on the same floor, you have like a lot of icons just kind of splayed around everywhere. So it's nice to do it like this, I think, anyway. And there's a lot of ways to do it. I mean, I know like some of my stuff too, like my farm and kitchen is really disorganized. That could be a lot better organized. Let's see, what kind of animals do I have now that I think about it? Oh yeah, basically nothing, that's right. I have a rooster. If I could get a chicken, I could get eggs and have more chickens. Wouldn't that be nice? Eggs are actually nice because you don't need to like feed fowl. And there's a few kinds. You can get ducks, chickens, turkeys, peacocks. And you don't need to feed them. You just need to give them a nest box and they'll lay eggs. And if there's a male one present, they can, you know, lay eggs that make more of them, obviously. I mean, I assume we're all adults here and we know how reproduction works generally. I mean, you know, no offense to any, like, you know, really advanced 8-year-olds that are trying to get into Dwarf Fortress. Like, more power to you, man. /lady /boy/girl. Hey, more migrants. All right. Hopefully more than 3 this time. One can only hope. Let's see what we got here. We got a gem cutter, farmer, mechanic. 3 again. All right, works for me. 3 at a time. I do not mind. All right, he sucks. All right. Soldier. Competent spear dwarf, not bad. Pump operator, all right, they suck. Except for the soldier, they're kind of useless. All right. Let's see here. All right, so this is not a family this time. Oh, one of my soldiers is their aunt. Well, that's neat. Oh, and they have an uncle who's here also. Man, these are some big families. Yikes. Alright, let's check you out. Okay, so the pump operator is their wife. These master. Okay, that must be like a political thing or something. The green iron is a deity's armor glazing. Takes the form of a female dwarf and is associated with minerals and jewels. You got a very nice dwarfy pantheon of dwarves that represent dwarfy things. I'm a fan of that. There's always got to be like a couple of like weird gods though. Let's see. Yeah, okay, that's the farmer. He's a butcher. You have any relatives here? Yep. Oh, yep. Deller is their aunt, who's been named after newspaper-ish. Minkot is their cousin. Alright, so apparently like the armor glazing is just like one big happy family. It was like, hey, you should come down to Bileberry. There's unicorns and food and water and work and not no, there's definitely not horrible filth that hurts you and like stuff. I don't know. And probably if I created more wealth, that would probably help, which reminds me, I should probably have some crafts, some sort on repeat. I need to learn my hotkeys better. My workshops are that. Okay. Blocks. No, I want this. Yes. Alright. So probably I just don't have someone who's doing that. Alright, so I think I'm gonna, since I have someone already kind of doing butcher stuff and they had military squids, they had military skills, I think I'm gonna put Tosid in my military right off the bat here. I'm gonna up them to training 3 soldiers. So that'll be great. And then we've got a pump operator. What do I want them to do? Maybe I'll have them just be a craft dwarf. Seems to be a lack of crafts being made. Stone crafter. Yep, we have no stone crafters or wood crafters, so you can do that. And that should give them enough work to do. I guess I won't make them an engraver for now. Who's the third dwarf? Oh, right, the bad gem cutter. Even though they're a novice cutter, I guess I could like do that. But like, I want it to be on the same dwarf. So yeah. All right, you can do bone, and glass, and okay. Well, actually, I don't have a weaver or a clothier, so you can do that, I suppose. Do I have a leather worker? Yes, I have a leather worker. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. So we're working on getting more workshops in. Really, though, I'm getting to the point where I want to start being able to just make things and not worry about it. So I'm probably going to need to have some weapons, because when you create wealth, people start to notice and they want it and they come to take it. Mostly goblins. But I think basically the idea is as you create wealth, your fort becomes more well known in general. So any civilizations you're at war with will also show up and try to take it, basically. Right, let's see how my orders are going. Pretty well. That's good. Got some bins going so that big stockpile is immediately tons more organized. That's good. Let's see, how's this jeweler doing on learning to cut rocks? Is he still dabbling? Why is labor off? Let's see here. Yeah, dabbling. Well, at least let him get to like novice before I let him cut any like real gems. Let's see, I should have enough furniture to get some of these rooms set up. It's really funny too. You see, like, the most efficient way to do this is probably just to make, I think it's like 1x3 rooms. So it's just like a 1 tile, like, closet, and then there's 2 spaces, one for the bed, and then an open space and a door. And most dwarves are fine with that. Like, that's more than good enough to be a room. And actually, I think making the rooms the way I do, where they're 2x2, actually the dwarves are pretty pleased. But I'm sure there are some Dwarf Fortress players out there who see my 2x2 rooms for the regular civvies and are just like, whoa, man, that's kind of excessive, don't you think? But although it is also really funny when you see people who have just picked up the game and they're making their dwarves like 7x6 rooms because, you know, like they have no idea like what constitutes a good or a bad room, so they're just like, that's a room, sure. Meanwhile, like, you know, I'm giving my nobles who I want to have a high quality of room 4x4 rooms, so. But that's great, you know. I think that's often... Oh, someone got interrupted by a giant toad. That's a really fun thing with games like this, is seeing people kind of learn it because they do a lot of things you don't see more experienced players do. Okay, so is he fighting someone? I guess I could check reports. Yeah, he's fighting that farmer. It looks like the farmer's winning, but I'm going to go ahead and have the geared braids take care of him anyway. Let's see, do I have my butcher shop in yet? Because giant animals have lots of good stuff on them. Don't think I do. That would be down with my food. I need to learn these hotkeys better. Yes, I do. Now, do I have a butcher? Butcher, yes, I have a few. 1 is surface, 2 is here. That makes sense. Okay. Okay, Nozzle's remaining the expedition leader. Yeah, apparently someone just messed up this cave toad and then walked away. Man, these dwarves. He's having trouble breathing. I'm not reading all of this because, you know, just by seeing all the retching and like having trouble breathing, I have a pretty good idea of what happened. Dwarven child kicks the cave toad. Punches. Yeah, so it must have caught a few dwarves and then they just all ganged up on it as usual. Amazing. Oh, and there goes the military. Let's see, I should probably watch the toad. This should be entertaining. Always hitting caps lock, and then I'm like, why don't my controls work? Oh, I was going to the wrong screen too. Oh, you went in the water. Okay, well, as much as I want that toad dead just for vindication, it's not worth trying to make dwarves do stuff near water. Oh, they must have jumped somebody who is carrying cloth around or something. So I think I'm getting spammed with these messages and Nozzle's becoming the expedition leader because she can't be a soldier and a mayor at the same time. So every time she's becomes a soldier, she stops being the mayor for like however long. Mr. Mayor, Ernst will see you now. Not now. There's a giant cave toad that needs slaying. That just reminds me of Mayor of Earth, Mike Hagar. Quite honestly. Which was like... Well, to be fair, mostly I was like introduced to that joke through regular Marvel vs. Capcom 3, but I did play Final Fight before that. And in Final Fight, there is a character named Mike Hagar, and he's kind of the big grappler dude, and it's a beat 'em up. And he's also the mayor of the city, and his daughter gets kidnapped, and so he decides to personally go and beat up the gangs that kidnapped his daughter. Which, you know, is one of those fun 80s video game things that happen where it's like, oh, the president's daughter's been kidnapped. Are you bad enough dude to save him? Good. Nobody's claimed any of the rooms yet, obviously. Now we're getting the warm stone spam. The warm stone spam. Warm spam cooked over a warm stone. That'll be $75. It's funny too. I should really stop saying that. I feel like that's a phrase I rely on too much. Is like, oh, it's funny, or it's a funny thing. I was just gonna say, because I was mentioning, I think a couple videos ago, how they used to have a dwarven economy, and one of the problems with that, because I mentioned kind of in passing that dwarves are not very good at organizing their belongings, but in the dwarf economy, all the dwarves have to either trade or buy with currency for things, or trade or buy things with currency, and like each individual like coin of a currency is something they have to have like physical ownership over. And so if you actually did have an economy, or like even if you didn't but you had a chance to, a lot of the times you would get the advice to not make coins because they end up everywhere and it's a huge mess and awful. And it's true, they do. Like you'll start seeing eventually at some point dwarves will just have like random pieces of clothing and junk in their rooms that they own, and they'll just kind of be strewn around on the floor unless I give them cabinets, which is one of the reasons I like to give them the slightly bigger rooms, because then if dwarves are having a lot of stuff strewn around, I'll start making cabinets for them. It started raining, but not horde filth this time. How nice. Oh, we're loading the cage traps. That's good. Have I caught any animals? Let's see. Do they go in the stocks, or do they show up in here? I forget. Yeah, they don't show up in there, I don't think. No, they do. Yeah, I don't think I've caught anything is the issue, but they're just loading the traps. Still hoping to get that unicorn zoo, even if the elusive zombie unicorn is beyond my reach for now, at least. Alright, what was I going to put here? That was going to be cloth stuffs. This always annoys me because, like I said, the darker X, the dwarves can't move through, and so they can still get through that doorway by moving diagonally, but, like, it just bugs me that they can't go straight through that doorway. Not enough that I'm going to change it, even though I could easily, but yeah. Alright, barrels, buckets, all that good stuff. Then we make this cloth H, that's right. Knew it was one of those keys that I was pressing. Alright, do I have more stuff for these? Alright, that's a space, chair, table. Yes, I do. I think I made this too wide. Oh well. That'll happen. I might also have to like pull up these tables at some point to smooth stone under them, because you can't see it, but it's still like technically not smooth, and so the room value is higher if you do it that way. But you know, that's just one of those things that bugs me. You know, I don't want to say like, oh, my OCD, because, you know, nobody who says that actually has OCD, but it's just one of those things. It's one of those things, rather, I should say. I shouldn't just leave that hanging. That is like something that people self-diagnose themselves with. I mean, OCD not as much, but like other things like autism or something. You know, like, because Dwarf Fortress is such like a detail-oriented kind of game, of course the joke is that you need autism to be able to play it or learn it, which isn't really true. But you know, I don't know where I'm going with all of this. This is getting into some weird, unrelated garbage. Let's see how the jeweler's doing. Where is your gem cutting? Still dabbling. Okay. That's fine. And, oh, I need to be mining as well. Just to try and find the bismuthnite. Ooh, the mayor is sparring. The soldier looks surprised by the ferocity of the soldier / mayor's onslaught. I love reading these too, the sparring reports, because it's basically the same as normal combat, except instead of like striking or hitting or whatever, they lightly tap the target. And I just imagine they're, you know, the ferocious onslaught of like, Arr! And then they are like an inch away from connecting, and they just go tap. Also, fun fact, the reason you want to have training weapons, or the reason they exist rather, is because with blunt weapons, it doesn't really matter, which is why you can't make blunt training weapons, because to injure someone with a blunt weapon, you have to hit them with it really hard. But with cutting weapons, you want wood cutting weapons because they're very dull, and it's possible that dwarves can accidentally injure themselves in sparring with their sharp instruments. Which reminds me, I should probably make some of those. Although I think I have so many like maces and stuff laying around, they're probably not gonna use any pointy stuff until I make it, but might as well. Oh, and I'd just like to point out that the weapons that the elves try to give you and the armor are made of a material that dwarves use to train so they don't hurt each other. Just let that sink in. Oh, somebody's already weaving. Oh, right, because I have pigtail thread. Awesome. Cool, because I've been growing that. Oh, and we have a fort baby. Very nice. Alright. Did we butcher the giant toad? Did that happen? Probably didn't. Let's see. How's our food doing? Now that I have a whatchamahoosit, a record keeper, I can actually see what my food is like and decide whether or not. Decide like what kind of, because I'd like to have prepared meals for them, but I'd like to know also how much of stuff I have so I know like how good to make them. Okay, we have tons of plants, which is good. I can basically all of those I can use to make alcohol. What I want to look at is like meat. Go reclaim that steel bolt. Which would be, let's see. Oh, meat's up at the top. Oh, I have no meat. I have lots of fish and raw fish though. Should probably have someone with fish cleaning on them. Even though I don't want fisher doors, I guess I'll just do that. Since they already know how to do it, and there's a couple of them, probably one of them will do it at some point. Well, they're a soldier though, so which makes sense. I always draft everyone. Alright, miner. Yeah, they're not always going to be mining, so might as well. I just need someone to clean those fish. I know, I always see butcher a dead animal, and I don't think I understand what that command actually means, because I've never gotten a dwarf to butcher something that I think they can butcher. But I'm going to put that on there and see what happens. They'll probably just cancel it, but, you know. Alright, now for mining. Now the question is where I want to try and exploratory mine. And this is something, one thing that you can do with DFhack that is actually really nice is you can tell it to reveal the stone, I guess. It just reveals all of the rock so that it's like as if you had dug next to it, which just lets you see everything. Man, I'm still, even though it was like a week ago, I'm still congested from being sick, but you can reveal everything, which, you know, lets you see where like gems and metal and all that stuff is. Which, you know, like that's something that I'm not going to do, but I'm kind of tempted to do, because I know there's not a ton of bismuth tonight, so it's probably it's probably not going to be, like, I'm not just going to, like, bump into it without looking for it. Let's see, are all these rooms? But, you know, like, if you're, like, a newer player, or, you know, one of the reasons I use Prospect with DFhack is just because if you play Dwarf Fortress without it, and you're, like, looking for something specific, like, you're just like, you know what, I just want to be able to make steel. Because, you know, steel is one of the best metals. And you'll embark somewhere, and you'll kind of set up, and you'll dig, and you'll dig, and you'll dig, and then you'll go, okay, all I have here is copper, and that kind of sucks. And, you know, I remember at one point, I had that happen to me like 3 times in a row. I was just like, just want to have steel for once, and then it was just like, you know, copper, silver, something I don't want. And so that's basically why sometimes I will use DFhack. Just Prospect, just to be like, okay, do I have a tier of metal that is acceptable? And for once, actually, with Bileberry, it wasn't steel. You know, going all the way back to the intro, I was like, I don't need steel, because, you know, I've had forts with steel many times, so I'm kind of tired of being able to work with steel. But I want to have something, you know, better than, like, just copper. Hey, thanks for watching my video. If you enjoyed it, consider subscribing or sharing it with someone else who you think might like it, and I hope to see you next time.